In this video, I'm going to show you how to get leads with Google Local Service Ads and why it's the best lead generation source for contractors, whether you're just starting or already well established. By the end of this video, you're going to see how to set up your Google Local Service Ads listing and what steps you can do to make sure your application gets approved quickly so you can start getting leads sooner rather than later. In fact, my towing client that just began ads here January 1st, 2025 to the end of the month, today's the 31st, spent only $303 and made $1,200. So that's a 4-to-1 ROI. And here's my roofing client who spent a little over $1,800 but made $18,000. That's pretty good ROI as well. So stay tuned, and I look forward to teaching you guys how to use local service ads. Now, if you'd rather skip the trial and error of how to do all this yourself, it is for quite a few companies now. Click the link below in this description, and I'd be happy to help you out. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. The first question I want to answer for a lot of you is, what are Google Local Service Ads? That is also referred to sometimes as Google Guaranteed Ads. So essentially what they are is it is a way for you to show up at the very, very top. So as you can see, I just typed in painter near me. And this is what Google Local Service Ads or Google Guaranteed Ads are. They're referred to both. Right up here. This is like the prime real estate where you want to be as a business owner. When someone goes to Google, the biggest search engine on the planet, and they need something, they're going to go to Google. And they don't usually like to scroll very far. So what Google Local Service Ads, or Google LSA, is you'll hear me call it quite often, gives you the opportunity to do is to separate yourself from the competition. So this is Google Local Service Ads right here, very, very top above everything else. These two options right here are what I call like traditional Google ads or Google pay-per-click. As a business owner, you're setting this up in your Google Ads account and you're paying for people to click on this link. And ideally, as a lead, you give them their name, email, phone number. The thing is, that doesn't always happen. So you're paying a lot for a click, potentially like 5, 10, I've heard as much as like $50 for just a click. Just a click, not a lead, just a click to go to your landing page or website. When you get down here, this is more so like the Google Maps rankings, which is also a good place to be. So you can do that. You can be here by getting a lot of Google reviews. And then as you scroll down here, which most people don't go to that often, you can see like Yelp. And then I'm sure like Angie's List will pop up. Yep, here's Angie's List down here. Thumbtack. These are all like the options where you will pay for shared leads and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, this is where you want to be, very top of Google. All right, so back here to the top. Now, how this works is you basically are going to fill out an application, and I'll cover that later in the video. But the cool thing is, so this is traditional Google Ads, like I mentioned. You're paying for clicks, and that's it. So you hope someone clicks and hopes to give you their information. With Google Local Service Ads, it's that, and then on steroids again. So as you can see, there's two options here, like this nice and clean painting as an option. Someone can do this search, like painter near me as an example. And then if they click get phone number, which is to call them, the lead calls this company, and then this nice and clean painting will be charged for that phone call. Taking even a step up from that, if the call is less than 30 seconds and nobody answers, you're not charged for that call. So that's huge. Number two, say this person calls and it's not relevant to a service that you actually offer. So this is a painter, and say that they want like a new roof or something, and it's just a bad lead. You can actually add notes to that lead that submitted the information in your Google LSA ad account and get credited back. So you're only paying on a per lead basis, and you are able to get refunded on bad leads. Like the quality is just exponentially better than any other real lead source that I've ever seen. There is also an option here to message. This is like basically people can text message you. It's hit and miss in my experience. I like to leave it off because I like to tell my clients, I want to make sure I'm getting you the most serious potential buyers as possible. At the end of the day, I can't close the lead for you, but I want to get you the highest quality of lead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you at the very top of Google related to services that you offer, and have people call you on the phone. If someone is going to call you, the intent is there. Most likely they need it sooner rather than later. I was actually reviewing a call with my roofing client yesterday, and literally it was someone that called in and they said, my roof is leaking and it's getting all over the loft of my house. I need someone to come out today and take a peek. Like that is someone who has a need. The difference, with message leads is they can be good. Sometimes people are just afraid to talk on the phone these days, with it being 2025, but texting is the preferred method of communication. But if there's urgency and there's a real need soon, then going with phone calls is the best option. And then lastly, you get this nice badge from Google here. Like Google is literally saying Google Guaranteed. So like people know what Google is. That's a huge like badge of honor. So Google is basically saying like, we basically are going to these companies and we've we've done our research on them, and we can vouch for them. Because I think Google, so during the application process, you have to do a few things, but Google actually, say someone is disgruntled with like the service that you provided. So say like Nice and Clean Painting did a bad job on someone's house. Google's actually going to refund them with Google's own money to help better the situation. I think there's a maximum of like $2,500 or something like that. Don't quote me on that. It could be a little bit different. But anyway, like Google, they're vouching for you. They're putting some skin in the game as well. So the badge of honor is great, as well as being at the very top of Google, and as well as only paying on a per lead basis. So if no one calls you or messages that day, you don't get charged, which is incredible. Okay, so now that you know what Google local service ads are and the difference between them and the other advertising methods with Google, I want to show you how you can actually take the steps necessary to go ahead and begin your Google local service ads application. So on this tab here, I went ahead and I just Googled local service ads. And I always like to go with this second link right here that says getting started with local service ads United States. So if you click on that, it's going to pull up this window and it just says getting started with local service ads. Make sure that you do have to have a Gmail account to be logged into this. And so like I have my email account right here. So you click this local services little link right here and it's give you an additional pop-up window. At this time as well, it's January 2025. They're actually offering like a credit just to even try this out, which is like insane. So literally you could use Google's own money to get yourself customers. It's a hard deal to beat there. Next, you're gonna go ahead and just click sign in. And then you're gonna see just a lot of random names right here. This is like my demo account. So if you're doing this for the first time, you're just gonna see this link here. This is new local services ads account. So click on that. And then you're gonna click this blue continue button. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna say the country that you're in. I am in California. I'm going to use a San Diego zip code. And then because I should painter earlier, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to painting down here. But as you can see, like there is, I would say probably close to somewhere between 50 to 75 industries altogether: house cleaning, HVAC, interior design, junk removal, kitchen remodeling, landscaping, language instruction, law, lawn care, locksmith, plumbing, HVAC, pool cleaning, physical therapy, piercing studio, tattoo studio, real estate. You know, the niches are always expanding. So I went by P already, so I'm going to go to painting. Okay, and then what I would do is I would click check eligibility, and if if it's not available in your area, then it'll basically say currently this isn't available in your area. But more likely than not, it will be. If for some reason it's not, you can always try a different zip code that you service. It could just be maybe it was that one specific zip code you put in that didn't take you to the next step. Okay. And now the requirements to advertise on local service ads. One, you have to have a business license. There are a few states that don't require, like I believe Florida and Texas, and I'm sure there's a few others, but that is one that you need to have. You need to have a business license for your business. Number two, you need to be insured as well. You have to have business insurance. For different industries, it could be different levels of liability, like dollar amounts. So just double check on that. Number three, you have to have a Google My Business, or it's called Google Business Profile, with at least 5 reviews. The more reviews you get, the higher that helps your ranking as well, and getting consistent reviews. So if anyone needs any tips to get more reviews, just comment below. I'd be happy to share some feedback with you. Number 4, you're going to have to put your billing on file, of course. And then the business owner also has to do a background check as the 5th requirement. So in my experience, those are the 5 things that I have seen that you need to become a Google local service ads account. I have seen this get done in as soon as 2 days, and I've seen it sometimes take a little longer. Sometimes documentation can be tricky, but more or less, I'd say it's usually anywhere from like 1 week to 2 weeks, and then you are at the very top of Google, which is just incredible. And that's, primarily say where you want to be as a business owner for people that are looking for your service. Now, because talk is cheap, I like to show this off as well. So this is my towing client who just started local service ads here in January. And in their first month, they only spent $303, but made $1,200. And as you can see, they're going to be doubling their ad spend for February. So this will only continue to improve. They had, I think, close to a 60% closing rate as well, which is pretty incredible for cold traffic. And so I'm just going to show you, this is their account right here. They offer just towing services here. My roofing client, they spent $1,800 this month and made quite a bit. Roofing is a little more competitive because it's been around for a while. But even still, you can see they were the top impression rate on basically 100% of searches. And they were the absolute top, which means like above everything, close to 60, a little over 60%, or almost 2/3 of the time, which again, is incredible. And they're only paying for leads. So if like something I offer as my service here is I review these phone calls to make sure that they're getting like the highest quality people. So let me show you what the like it looks like on a lead basis as well. So as you can see right here, this one says credited. They were trying messages leads and this person was spammy. So we got credited back for that. This message is in review. And then you can see like charged, credited, another bad lead. Not charged. Sometimes they'll review calls themselves. Like this one, I think was like a 5-second call. No one answered. There was no dialogue. So again, you're not charged for that. This was traditional Google Ads. You'd be charged for that click potentially. So as you can see, they got quite a bit of phone calls here that came in. This is just the first page. There's like 132. There's 132 pages total because they've been a client for a while. But as you can see, a lot of cool things happening here. And this is why I really push Google Local Service Ads, whether you are just starting as a business or you are already established. It is a great way to help separate you from the competition. So if you're serious about scaling your contracting business in 2025, Google Local Service Ads are the way to go. I mentioned earlier, but I do this for quite a few companies already. So if you'd rather skip the trial and error and get your Google Local Service Ads application submitted and approved quicker rather than later, click the link below in this description. My team and I will give you a call and help you out. Now that you've watched this video, make sure to click on the video that's popping up on the screen right now, probably right here or here, and see how contractors get leads in 2025.